Welcome to the UK's first metal detection podcast. It's All Metal Mode UK with your host from across the pond, Mr. Michael Hare.
Hello, everybody. You're listening to the All Metal Mode UK podcast. And today's going to be a little bit different. Steph, my fiance, had to work today. We were getting ready to go on vacation tomorrow, so she was really getting some hours in this week. So I have the kids, so Dave is going to be interviewing Don and talking to Don. I will be in the chat. I'll be around. I'll be listening, and I'll be in the chat. So Dave's got this. You're in good hands. But Randy turns 9 months today. Pretty exciting stuff, and he is crazy and wild. So I might chime in, but doubtful. But we'll see what happens. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
I'm okay, Mike. How are you?
I am good.
Are we gonna discuss tonight's funny occurrence, the funny event of this evening we always seem to have?
Well, what I do now?
Not you, me. So tonight, Mike's been trying to get hold of me for an hour. Yeah, I forgot to tell him that the clocks went back in the UK. So Mike was getting a bit fraught that there was nobody around. So my fault.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna take care of this crazy boy and listen in and join in chat.
Well, we'll do your best anyway, Mike. So
have a good show. I know you'll do great.
Take care.
I know you'll do great.
So yes, unfortunately on my own tonight, so you get to hear my dulcet tones. And tonight we have a good friend of mine as a guest, and a person that a lot of people in the UK will know. Dawn Chipchase, better known as Digger Dawn from her web series. So good evening, Dawn. How are you today?
Hiya, Dave. I'm okay. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I was, but now I'm on my own, so I don't know if I am anymore. So we'll jump straight into it then. Briefly tell us about yourself, Dawn. Tell the listeners about yourself.
Well, my name's Dawn Chipchase, as everybody knows, strangest name on the planet. Go as the name of Digger Dawn on YouTube. And I've been a metal detectorist with them, and I just enjoy metal detecting, thinking about metal detecting, doing metal detecting, and talking about metal detecting.
And that's your only hobby now, isn't it?
It is actually, yeah. Apart from
dog walking and history dog walking and history while metal detecting and dog walking.
Yeah, I'm researching maps.
Researching maps, of course. How long have you been metal detecting now, Dawn?
Well, it's just coming up to 4 years, so it's not very long, really. I know some people out there have been metal detecting since the 70s. But it's 4 years in January that I started metal detecting. And the time's gone so quickly, I can't really believe it is even 4 years.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I mean, we met not long after you started metal detecting, obviously, which we'll talk about later in the shows. And yeah, it's gone fantastically quick.
Yeah, I mean, you are one of the people. I've known you for quite a long time, haven't I? Since one of my first friends, really, I suppose, Dave.
Yeah, from one of your first organised digs as well that you came on again, which we'll talk about later. So, in that time, what machines have you used?
Well, I've always been a Garrett user. I very first started off with something from Maplin's, which I bought when I didn't know any better. And it was just £50. I can't even remember. It was a Maplin something. Shortly after that, when I really wanted, I realised that I really enjoyed the hobby. And I didn't know about metal detecting groups on Facebook or anything like that at the time. I know it's only 4 years ago, but I didn't know. and I'd seen a Garrett on the TV, what KG and Ringy used. So I thought, yeah, I'll have one of those. So I got a Garrett 350, and then the Euro Ace. Then I progressed on to the 400i, and I'm now currently using the Garrett AT Max.
So we're all powerful now.
Yeah, so I've only ever been a Garrett user. That's all I've ever been. But, I've always liked them. They've always found me stuff, so I've never felt any need to change.
And why should you?
No.
I know you have tried, I think you have had a go or two of the XP in the past, but again, straight back to the Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah. They do me good. I find them easy to use. They're not too technical. They do the job. And I always feel they're quite a solid machine, and again, they're not too flimsy. Because I'm quite rough. I know I'm a lady, but I am quite rough with machines, and I need one that's quite, like a Deus, and is very light. But I think I'd probably break that, to be honest with you.
Now I've seen you out in the fields, obviously, when you've got your partner of choice with you. And his long lead, which gets dragged through your detector quite often. And I don't know how it's broke up to now. I really don't.
Yeah, he has wrapped round it before now. And I've looked, the detector's running up the field wrapped in Diggy's lead.
Now, I'm going to... we have announced that there's a competition tonight.
Yeah.
And obviously this is promoted by Regton. Nigel's given us permission to give away a prize tonight of a Garrett pinpointer, which I have in my hand at this moment. That was the wrong one. The Garrett Pro Pointer AT, and we'll be giving that away tonight on behalf of Regton's and obviously Digger Dawn as well. So what we're going to be doing, my colleague at Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, Luke Higgins, has unfortunately ended up with no battery life on his laptop. So we can't do what we did a couple of weeks ago with the random name generator. So instead, what we're going to be doing, he's created a word search. So it's in approximately 20 minutes at 8:30. The word search is going to be put up on the All Metal Mode UK Facebook page, which you'll obviously have to join. And the person who gets the answers correctly first will win said Pro Pointer. And I'll be letting Dawn know who it is privately so she can announce the winner of that. So how's that sound, Dawn?
That sounds fantastic. I love a good word search.
And your very first own word search as well, because it's all Digger Dawn related.
Is it?
It certainly is. I've seen it. And there's obviously how many answers are? I think there's 8 answers on it as well.
Right. I'm going to have a look at that myself. Can I win it? No, I'm only joking.
Well, if you can do it. I've had our first question, and it comes from Luke himself. What difference is between the yellow Garretts and the Pro and the Max?
Right, well, I can talk about the Euro Ace and the 400i. I can't talk about the AT Pro because I've never used one, to be honest with you. I've just gone straight to the AT Max. Now, the 400i is a fantastic machine. I've got to say, it's a really, really good starter machine. The difference between that and the AT Max, you've got all the wireless stuff on the AT Max. It's got all the backlight on it. It's got a different sound. It's not as, the Aces are well known for being a little bit ding-dong, bing-bong, where the AT Max isn't like that. It's got the different settings on it. I tend to find good stuff with both. However, my rubbish is a lot less with my AT Max, and that's because I can understand it. I can get a bit extra depth with the AT Max as well by going on the all metal mode, because it gives it it's a different sound. Mm-hmm. So really there's not tons of difference. It's just a more refined machine. That's what I would say anyway. That's from what I've found.
And of all the machines that we use, which one is your favourite?
Oh, well, it's got to be the AT Max. obviously. I mean, mostly because of all the wireless technology that goes with it. You know, that I've got my pinpointer that's wireless, my headphones, and I've got to say the MS3 headphones are really, really comfy. I mean, they're quite large. In the summer, I thought I might have overheated in them, which I didn't. But I think they're definitely going to keep my ears warm in the winter that's coming up.
Well, I don't mind you got your hat for that.
Well, I've got my hat and big headphones, but it gets pretty chilly up here, you know. I already had snow on my car last week.
I know, yeah. So, and in fact, I know exactly where you live because we were supposed to be having a rally. What was it, last year?
Yeah.
Up on the moors near you, and we went to have a look around the moors, and it was a beautiful day, but it was even windy and cold then, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it does get really, really windy. So the AT Max is fantastic. It's a little bit heavier than the 400i, not too much, but I did notice last time I went out with my 400i that it was lighter. But it's not, you know, people go on about them being quite heavy, but you know, I'm a woman and I can spend 5-6 hours and I don't, my arms don't ache, so I'm either super strong or it's all right.
Well, you probably got used to it. It's like everything, isn't it? You know, where I work and I'm doing things all day, I should probably be in more pain than I am, but because I'm doing it all the time, it becomes second nature to a degree.
Yeah, I have noticed though, I've got big biceps in my right arm and my left arm's a bit puny. I've noticed that.
So you're gonna have to swap arms now for a bit.
No, some people say that they detect with the other arm, but I don't think I'd have any control with the other arm at all.
I have tried it when it gets too heavy. I mean, I currently use a MindLab E-Track, and it's not the lightest of machines. I haven't been out for such a long time personally, but I have got a Rutus Alta 71, which I'm hoping to transfer over to. But yeah, when it comes to the weight of that, I have been known to alter arms.
Yeah, it looks all right, that Rutus.
Oh, well, you had a wee dabble. Well, not so much a dabble of it. You had Luke showing everybody it's detectable. So, it's a fantastic machine. Yeah, we've got a chap coming on in a couple of weeks who's big into the Rutus, and I think that show it's got to be the one where I'm completely quiet and let them two do the chatting about technology. So,
technology.
let them talk about the technology. I'll just sit that one out.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. I know you work closely with Regton, our sponsors for tonight's competition, and you're one of the UK's faces of Garrett. How did that come about?
To be honest with you, I'm not really quite sure. You know, it's just been a gradual process of because I got me Euro Ace. And I absolutely loved it. And I think I was on YouTube a lot. I was going on about how much I loved it. And, you know, I think some people thought I was just always advertising Garrett, but I wasn't. I was genuinely just loved the machine. That's what it was. And I think because of that, I've got a respect off Garrett. And they've got a respect for me. And, you know, now even when I went to Holland, They really looked after me this time when I went in Holland. I was like really one of the team. I'm not an official Garrett person. However,
I always thought you were.
No, a lot of people do think I am, but they really only have official sponsors in the USA. I don't know anybody that they sponsor outside of the USA. But they do have people that they support, do you know what I mean? And I am one of those people that they support.
And obviously you support them in return.
Yeah, so it's a two-way thing, really. But no, I'm not an official sponsor of Garrett, although people think I am.
Well, you're more than welcome to say as much as you want about Garrett tonight. Obviously, the show's here for you. The show's here to introduce you to people and for people, obviously, to be able to ask some questions to you that they wouldn't normally ask. So if you want to speak about Garrett to whatever degree, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've made friends now. I am actually really good friends with all the Garrett team in USA. I've dug with KG and Ringy numerous times now. You know, I'm really a good, phone call friends with those. I can ring them anytime. Jocelyn, I've dug with a few times as well. She's great. We have a really good time. She's like my digging sister.
Sisters from the other masters.
Sister, although I am old enough to be a mum, but, we won't tell anybody that.
Which is another weird coincidence that you're my little sister and I'm your big brother. Off there, and you're a bit older than me too.
You cheeky monkey.
I didn't mean that. I mean bit, as in a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, I've dug with Jocelyn a few times. I'm really good friends with Jocelyn. Steve Moore, I'm friends with Steve Moore. So I've got, I've met Nugget Noggin. I've been digging with Aquachigger. I had a good laugh with him. So I am really good friends with all the USA team, and I get on with them all really well.
Remind me what Jocelyn's YouTube channel is.
Jocelyn's Relic Recoverist. She's got the purple hair. She's well known for a lovely purple hair.
Like my beard normally is when I've got my beard, but I shaved it off. Yeah. And obviously, let's give people a chance to have a look at your YouTube channel as well. So tell people about your YouTube channel. What's that?
Well, my YouTube channel is it's just called Digger Dawn. It's that easy.
I remember when you were 100 strong on that. And how many have you got now?
I'm just approaching 8,500 subs at the minute, which they're really picking up recently. It still surprises me that I've got 8,500 subs because, like when I started off, I only actually made my very first video just for my friends for a laugh at work. And it didn't even really occur to me that people would watch them on YouTube. And when I look back, it makes me laugh because, even video 3, I had a bit of a breakthrough because I realised what discrimination was, because I've been trying to work out what that word meant for 2 weeks. And I found out, and I thought I was like a genius. I really absolutely knew nothing. I mean, I still know nothing towards some people out there, very knowledgeable. But I do know the sound of silver and George III coins. So anyway, I do my channel. I try and put a video out every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. A little bit like, a soap opera, Coronation Street, 7 o'clock, it's there. Unless something's come up or the weather's really bad. And my channel's growing really, really well. I get a lot of support. I get loads of comments on it. And, I always try and answer all the comments that people have left for me. And, it's just got my sense of humour in it, I suppose. I get really excited when I find things. I mean, they don't have to be super old, but it's just the fact that I found some history that somebody's dropped, and I've got a very vivid imagination. So even while I'm just laughing hysterically at something, there's probably a story going on in my head about how somebody's dropped it and why they dropped it and what it meant to them and were they upset, and and I just love all that.
And what's not to love?
Yeah, I just love it. The whole hobby is fantastic.
And you get about a lot, don't you? You've been to a lot of places throughout the UK, and obviously recently made your debut digging on foreign soil.
Yeah, I left the country, and it's the first time I've left the country for 10 years. And I went to Holland, so I went to Detector World, which was set up by Karen Quistra of Quistra. I think I've said that right. Quistra Metal Detector in Holland. It was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. I was a bit worried about getting there, so Garrett picked me up from the airport, along with Jocelyn, the KG and Ringy and Steve Moore. They picked me up in Amsterdam, and then I just went with them for the whole weekend. And they really looked after me. It was fantastic. And then I just managed to get back. I was the last person on the plane because I'd mistimed it. So I got on, and sat down, they shut the door and flew off. So I was nearly left in Holland. I managed to get back. But yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm hoping I can do a bit more European digging after that.
Yeah. You had the weather for it as well, didn't you?
Well, it was crazy. I think they said in Holland it was like a record-breaking temperature from the last 140 years. It was 27, 28 degrees. It was roastingly hot. And we were sat outside at one point having a meal at 10 o'clock at night in T-shirts, sweating. Yeah. I mean, when does that happen in October?
Definitely. And did you find anything of consequence while you were on foreign shores?
Well, obviously I found a little bit of silver. I seem to have a bit of silver feet going on at the minute, and every time I go out, I find a bit of silver. I don't know. I think it's because I know what it sounds like on my machine now, you see.
Yeah.
When I'm going along, there's certain signals that I can pick up, and especially on my AT Max, and I think, that sounds silvery. So I tend to look for that signal, and whether that's why I find it, I probably miss a lot of artifacts because I'm going for coins quite a lot of the time, but I enjoy finding coins. So I found a silver that was 1849. It was a Willem III 10 cents, I think it was. Yeah, and then, but on the first day, I found, wait for it, like a big copper hammered coin from 1608. Well chuffed. Proper, really, really pleased with that, because I don't find hammered coins very often.
Yeah. Was there much coming up? Was there much coming up at the event in total?
Yeah, there was. There was quite a lot of people finding coins and things. I mean, it's difficult when you're abroad because you find something, you're not actually quite sure what it is.
Yeah.
You know, when you find something in our soil, you can dig it up and think, oh, well, that's this or that's that. But when you find in European coins that are not, when you don't know what they are, it's not as, it's quite hard to know. But, I mean, luckily there was enough Dutch people around, especially when I found that hammered one, for me to show them and say, what's this? And they told me. Yeah. It was a Dutch ode from Friesland.
Friesland? Never heard of that.
It was a province, you see. Apparently, in Holland, we have kings and queens that go right back to, they go right back, don't they? In Holland, up to about before 1800, they had provinces. So the coins were a province. So Friesland is a province, a bit like a county, I suppose. And this coin was from this province of Friesland, which was quite close to where we was digging, actually.
Uh-huh. Brilliant. Yeah. Your Facebook group and your YouTube, obviously, you have a Facebook group, and that's got multiple, I think. Well, I'm actually admin on it. I think there's nearly over 7,000 subscribers to that.
Yeah, there's nearly
also.
8.
Nearly 8. I haven't looked lately. You have and obviously, why was the Facebook group set up, and what do you utilise that for?
Well, I set my Facebook group up really because, like I say to you, when I very first started metal detecting, I was absolutely clueless, and I was so enthusiastic, and it had been something that I'd wanted to do for years and years and years. And when I got the opportunity to do it, I was absolutely overexcited. I was chuffed to bits. And I remember when I found my very first George V coin, which it wasn't very old. It was 1920. But to me, it could have been the crown jewels. I was so happy that I'd found at last an old coin, that it wasn't a tin can or a cider can. That I was posting it on Facebook. Look, I found this coin. And I remember getting belittled by quite a lot of people going, oh, I'd throw that in the bin, me. I only keep things that are 1,700 plus. And and it popped my bubble. And I thought, how mean's that? And I thought, to do that. And I looked around on some of the groups, and I kept seeing people who was a bit like myself, who just started and they didn't know anything, and they were asking innocent questions, and they were just getting, the bubbles popped a bit like I did. So I thought, well, I'm going to open a group up that's for beginners, and nobody in my group is ever going to be belittled. And if you want to ask a question, it's never going to be treated as silly. And if you want to show us you find, even if it's from 1960, everybody's going to celebrate it. So that was the sort of mindset I had when I opened my group up.
And you've got a motto, haven't you, for the group? Yeah,
love life and metal detect. Yeah, be positive. There's no need to be negative in the world. So so love life and metal detect. That's my motto. And how can you not love life when you're metal detecting? When you stood outside in a field, watching a sheep walk past, looking at the beautiful views, listening to the birds tweeting, and just knowing that there's stuff in the ground there waiting for you. You've got to love life, haven't you?
Absolutely. It does relax you, doesn't it?
It does.
A few years ago, you introduced viewers to your best friend, soulmate, and mascot. So now introduce listeners and tell us more about him and his involvement.
Right. Well, you probably all know, because you see pictures of him on Facebook, that I've got a little border terrier, and his name is Diggy. Now, I got Diggy because I know border terriers are quite little tough dogs, and I wanted him to come metal detecting with me. So for the first year, he did come, and he absolutely loves it. I mean, he's a little bit of a monkey, I've got to say, but he loves metal detecting. So and when I dig a hole, he gets his head in it and he starts digging, and he takes a stone out of the hole because he knows there's something in there that he should be having. He's not quite sure what, and then runs off with it. Now, unfortunately, I've not been able to take him out very much this year, and he's not very impressed by that, I've got to say. But the trouble is, for those of us that are in the UK, you know that we've had a really crazy year for weather. And the weather was absolutely freezing up till about April. And then we had about 1 week spring, and then it went into roasting. And the weather's just not been right for him to go, because as much as I love him, as much as I love to take him, and as much as he loves to go, I'm not going to take it at the expense of him getting poorly or, overheated or freezing. I love him too much, my little fur bag.
And what experiences has Diggy had with, let's say, sheep and disappearing, perhaps?
Well, I was going to say to him, that's the other thing with him as well. He's a little bit of a sheep pest, which is unfortunate at the minute, because where I am is the sheep there all the time. Now, that started his sheep. I don't know why he's like. I suppose he's a hunter. That's in his nature, isn't it, to be a hunter? Border terriers. But yeah, when he sees sheep, he's just going mad, wanting to chase them. I don't think he wants to kill them. He just wants them to run around so he can chase them. But obviously, I can't have that when I'm metal detecting. So he's just not been this year. That's the reason why. I mean, I did once. Aww. I'll tell you this little story. I use him to walk past farms. So, if there's a farm I fancy having a permission on, rather than going knocking on the door directly, I'll keep walking past with Diggy in the hope that I see a farmer, you see. So there was one area that was quite close to home that I'd researched it, had quite a lot of history. And I kept walking Diggy past it. Anyway, one day I saw this farmer, stopped chatting to him. And he was chatting about the dog, and then we were chatting about, irresponsible people that let the dogs off chasing sheep across the hills and things like that. So I got round to it, and I said to him, would I be able to metal detect your land? So he said, well, I don't see why not. He said, I'll have to ask my dad. He said, because it's my dad's farm, not mine, so I'll just have to ask him. He said, but next time you're passing, knock on the door, shouldn't there be a problem? So I said, oh, great, thanks. So I carried off on my walk. So the next day, I walked past, and I've just bought Diggy one of those canine harnesses. You know what they have? You'll see them. It's like a body harness. And we were just walking back, and Diggy shot up into this thing. He saw a sheep. So I pulled him to pull him back, and he just bent down, backed out of the harness, stood there like 10 men. His shoulders went up, and he just shot off, and he chased every sheep on the moor. Right, he rounded them up. There was horses, sheep, everything. And I tried to squeeze through this little hole. He had mud up my face, all up my knees. I was trying to get him back, and I looked up, and this farmer who'd said I could have permission was watching. the one that I just had a discussion about irresponsible owners. Anyway, I did manage to get him back. I put him on his lead, took him home, and I never went back to ask for permission because I was too ashamed. That was one of the worst times of my entire life. And you know what? It was such good land as well. I was gutted.
There's no reason why you can't go back.
No, I was ashamed, Dave. I was ashamed.
You can damn sure you'll be all right.
I gotta jump in on this really quick. Hopefully Randy will hold out. You need to go back to that land, and you just need to make a joke. Remember me, the lady who we had the discussion about bad dog owners, and then my dog chased your sheep? Remember me? I'm here to metal detect. You need to do it. He'll laugh, and you'll get permission.
I was just so ashamed. And the way he'd squeezed through the hole, I mean, I just looked at him. He had mud from my face all down my body because the hole was about 3 times smaller than me. I was squeezed through it out of absolute desperation.
Don, it happens. Hey, I am the same way. My dogs, I take care of them. I'm very responsible. But you know what? Things happen. And I'm sure he understands. And you could have a good laugh about it, and you need to hunt that land. It sounds like great land to hunt.
Yeah, I mean, I was just waving the harness at him from a distance as if to say, look, he's escaped.
That is funny. You're right. See, he'll understand. Do it. Don't let that stop you.
Right. I might do then. There's a few people here commenting saying go back. Yeah, I might go back then. It's been a year now. He might have, you know.
just say, sorry, I've had a bone in me leg. I've not been able to come up.
Yeah, so that's Diggy and sheep. So since then, you see, when he sees a sheep, because he even sits at home, sits up on the chair like an old man, and he watches sheep on the telly. You know, if there's any sheep come on the telly, he just sits there watching them. And I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, I'd like to chase you around the field like last time.
Yeah, we, as I was saying, obviously you've had a busy few months. We've spoke about Detector World. You were also at Detectable. How did you find Detectable this year?
Oh, I love Detectable. I went last year, and obviously it was the first time I'd been to a big event like that last year, and I thought I'm definitely going back this year. So I went back this year as well, and it's fantastic. I mean, for me, it's lovely, especially because I've got so many people that I know in my Facebook group, which is Digger Dawn Metal Detecting Group, in case you're wondering. And I never get to meet these people, and people that I speak to all the time, and they become sort of friends. You know, well, they are friends, aren't they? And it's just nice to be able to go and say hello, you know, and go and meet people. And the atmosphere is fantastic. And
I'll agree there. It was my first time this year, and even though I camped, which I don't do, and I was with Luke in the next thingy, and Graham in the next one to that, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Obviously, there was the Polish vodka incident, but yeah, absolutely fantastic time.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't do a lot of detecting at Detectival this year. Mainly because I've been suffering from a bit of a random allergy, as you know, people might know.
And you were talking to everyone.
Yeah, well, I got out in the field to detect, and the wind started, and my nose started dripping, and I thought, right, well, I can either stay here now and be ill for the whole weekend, or I can go back. So I went back, and I just was chatting to people and having a look at all the stalls and the exhibits, and you know, looking at all the new technology that's out there. You know what the detectors are bringing out, and it was real good fun. Really is good fun. It was
fantastic.
Yeah.
I was going to go. So, oh yeah, that's where I was going to go with that. No, it's gone. I was going to lead on from that, but I've lost my trail of thought. So that was Detectable. Obviously, you'll be going next year, and Detector World, and hopefully you'll be going there again as well next year. There's also some big Italian ones that the likes of KG and Ringy have been to, which I'm sure you'd like to go to as well.
Well, I'd love to go there. I mean, they went to Scilly. I would have loved to have gone there. Really would have looked around Italy. But who knows where I'm going to go. I think at the minute I've got nothing planned at all. But, you know, things pop up. And I am quite an opportunist. The people say, do you fancy going here? And I'll just, yeah, all right then.
I'm being called up on the live chat. Right. About an incident with a One Direction duvet with Kev Marchese. And I've got to say that was post-Polish vodka, the incident. So I'm not apologising for it, but it was post-Polish vodka.
That Polish vodka's something, isn't it?
And obviously you've just said you've made a lot of friends, and you've made a lot of close personal friends. Obviously, I know that. I class myself as one. But name a few others that people know that you've become quite close with.
Wow, Dave, you're putting me on the spot.
I know I am.
Yeah, but you know the reason I don't want to do that is because there's so many. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Well, should we side sweep that one then?
Yeah, side sweep that one. But only because I wouldn't want to give a big list of people that I've made friends with and then miss out other people because, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, tell you what, just say Dave Sadler and we'll be done at that.
Dave Sadler.
That's obvious. That'll do then. That's it.
True Subtle, I've got to give him a shout out because, he helps admin my group.
Yeah, he does.
He's been a good friend for a long time, and he does really, really. You don't often see him post that much, but he's working hard on my group all the time. He helps keep it. If there's any dodgy posts gone, he's on it straight away. He does really well. And then obviously Kev, who's me detecting friend at the minute. I do a lot of. I'll go out with him every week, and he's a really nice guy. We have some good laughs when we're out there, and it makes me feel safe when I'm out as well, because I wouldn't like to go detecting on my own. But having somebody that you can go out with every week that's a really nice person. So a big eye to Kev. Yeah, but there's lots of people that I met, and like I say, you don't want to alienate anybody or miss anyone out. So that's why I'm veering away from that question.
I'll let you off there. Just to remind listeners that we do have a competition on tonight to win a Garant pinpointer. Now, to take part in that competition, we're going to be uploading something onto the All Metal Mode Podcast UK page very shortly. So to participate, to obviously win the pinpointer, if you can find that on Facebook, I'll share it as we speak now to the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine page and to the Digger Dawn page as well. So you can obviously see straight away where that is. And there's got to be something coming up very, very shortly when Luke gives me the okay. And the person who answers everything before anybody else obviously will win the prize. So let me just put the Digger Dawn in there. No, it's not playing. Oh, I'm not sharing it on my time. That's why I'm sharing it on a group. So as I say, Luke's about to go with that any minute. Dawn, has metal detecting helped you outside of metal detecting? Has the hobby helped you in real life in any way, shape or form?
Well, yeah, it's changed my whole life, to be honest with you. I've got to a point where, you get to a point where you're bored of going out anymore. You're not really wanting to go out and things. And I was a little bit bored. And it's just sort of reignited my passion for something. And it's given me something to look forward to all the time. It's something to talk about and think about. And there's never a week that I'm not thinking, even when it's your worst week and you're having a really bad week, I always think, oh, come on Saturday, roll on Saturday, So, yeah, it has changed. It's given me a whole new lease of life. It makes me feel like I'm about 25 again, basically.
Instead of 26, as you are?
Instead of 28, yeah. And it's something that I'm going to do forever now. I mean, I really wished I'd have got into it a long time ago, because I've been interested and wanted to metal detect since I've been, about 18? I just didn't know anybody that did it, and I didn't know how to start, and it was just one of them things. Life goes on, and it was, like I say, it was funny because it was KG and Ringgate that I was watching on the TV that made me start metal detecting. Really, that's how I ended up getting a Garrett, because I watched those. So to be friends with them now, to me, it's like awesome. I can even do a bit of American now, you see.
No, you can't.
Awesome.
That was just someone from up north trying to speak American.
Well, I've taught them a bit of English now, you see. So when I speak to them, they actually can. It's very funny. They imitate me, and it's quite funny. They do quite a good job, especially KG.
And one thing that we have done at the All Metal Mode Podcast UK, when the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine and yourself were at Detectable, and listeners could go back and listen to all the past episodes of the All Metal Mode UK podcast. We actually did a inadvertent live broadcast from Detectable where we ended up jumping on you and you didn't know who you were talking to or anything.
No, I'm just walking along, minding my own business, and Dave comes up, just shoves a phone in my ear. And I'm going, hello, who's this? And I'm on a big American podcast. Thanks for that, Dave.
You're welcome. And to be honest, people who haven't listened to that podcast, it's had quite a lot of good feedback, and not just Dawn's on it, but KG and Ringier on it.
Nugget,
I Detect Harry's on it. Nugget Noggin. Team Yorkshire. I think there's about 25 different people. So if ever you want to listen to a podcast, listening to a bit of everybody and talking about what they do and who they are and what companies they represent, give that episode 2 of the UK podcast to listen to. Sorry, Mike, I heard you pop in then.
Yeah, no problem. So, I've got Randy screaming again. Yeah, Luke said, and I just wanted to reiterate this, the contest is only for UK listeners. We're not, it's not being shipped out of the UK, so you got to be a UK resident. Real quick, I'm sure you guys could use a break, so let's take a minute and how's that sound?
Marvelous.
The Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine acts as a hub for information, offering articles from archaeologists, detectorists and other specialists throughout the genre, featuring many links, event info and news articles associated to archaeology and metal detecting. We also offer professional review services and promotion for books, resources, videos, documentaries, gadgets, equipment and much, much more. The magazine is run by the archaeological and metal detecting community for the archaeological and metal detecting community. So come visit us at archmdmag.com, that's archmdmag.com, and check out information from our media section with all the latest content, news from the Archaeology channel, podcast and the YouTube channels that feature the now legendary Digger Dawn, the Man with the Hat and Archeo Duck, just to name a few. If you would like to offer an article, link or inquire about other services, then pay us a visit at archmdmag.com and drop us a line.
All right, we are back. Thank you all for your patience, and we'll get back to it.
Well, it's happened again. My weekly curse has hit me, and I'm now doing a show standing up because I've got cramp. I'm gonna have to get some tablets for this. Dawn, of all the finds that you've had, what is the weirdest?
The weirdest?
Yeah.
Oh. Now,
this isn't one of my questions. This is one from Dean on the live chat.
Dean, you've asked me a really hard question here now.
Oh, don't worry. There's 3 more off him, so that's just the first.
My brain's just scrolling through all the things I've found in 4 years. Weirdest. Well, I found a little head that I called Jeffrey a long time ago. And it was a very tiny, and it was a scary face. I'm not sure if it was Roman or not, because apparently in those days, they believed in evil and things like that. And they carried things to ward off evil. And the thing had to be more scary than the evil. So I dug this little face up, and it actually freaked me out. It was really scary. And at the time I called it Jeffrey, because I thought, well, you can't be called Jeffrey and be scary. That was until I thought about Jeffrey Dahmer and things like that, but I didn't think about that at the time. And I had that for ages. Yeah, that was like a really little weirdy thing. Yeah, can I leave it with that one?
You can leave it with that one, and we're going to go on to your biggest to find.
Biggest? What you mean, like a paint lid?
Well, something that's not obviously trash, something of consequence. What's the largest thing that you found?
Well, my ring that I wear at the minute. You might have seen on my videos, I've got a silver buckle ring. that were found. It's not super old. It's 1848. And I absolutely love that find. Not because it's like the oldest thing, but it's because I can wear it, and because it was even funny when I dug the hole. It was a really good signal. And then when I went in to try and find it, the signal had gone, and I was looking for it for about 10 minutes before I realised it was stuck on the end of my sortie spade. But it feels lovely, and I absolutely love this ring. Now, a strange thing happened with this ring as well. About 3 weeks ago, I was doing a bit of house tidying, and I thought, I'll go down to the local recycling, council dump, and I had some cans, and I threw the cans into the skips, which if you've ever been to a council dump, we did find a chaffing dish handle in Ribchester, Andrew Jones, you're right. But anyway, so I threw these cans into these skips, which are about 15 foot deep and about 30 foot long. And as I threw the thing, my ring flew off into the skip. Now, you can imagine what one of them skips is just full of metal. I mean, the first thing I thought was I can't even metal detect this out. And I was devastated. But I weren't going to leave it. And it hung over by my legs. And I moved every can for about 20 minutes till the men came over to see what I was doing, because I was looking quite dangerous. I said to him, I've thrown my ring in there, and I said, I can't leave it. He said, you'll never find it in there. So I said, and just as he said it, I moved one can and I saw it, and it was balanced just on this bottle. And I showed it to him, and he said, right, I'll go and get the little pinchers and we'll see if we can get it. Well, he looked at it and he said, it's hanging on that much, that. He said, if I miss it, it's gone. So he hung by his legs then. The other man held his legs, and he reached in and he got it back. I mean, the chances of that must have been like 5,000 to 1. So I think this ring's meant to stay with me. I think it's my special magic ring. Because honestly, getting it out of a skip that was full of tin like that was just a miracle.
Certainly sounds it. I've got a question from, and I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly.
Sorry.
All right, shouting out at me. You got Tourette's tonight. We've got a question from, and hopefully I'm going to pronounce this correctly, so I apologise if I don't. Kerryad Roberts asks, have you got a picture of Jeffrey that you can put up on Facebook for her to see?
I will put a picture of Jeffrey up in a bit when I come off here, because I don't want to touch anything in case it goes off.
In case you do a dawn.
Yeah, in case I do a dawn and it goes wrong. But yeah, I will put a picture of Jeffrey up in a bit. Yeah, definitely.
And finally, with Dean's question, what is your smallest find?
My smallest find, I've got, and it is a good one, this one, is a James II Maundy twopence silver one from 1688. Gosh. Now, that was tiny. And I really love that coin. Yeah, I do. So that would be my smallest find.
And then obviously we're going to have to ask what your favourite find is.
I've answered that one with my ring, haven't I? Obviously, my hammies. I like my hammies. I like my big Arthur crowns. Well, should I say crown? It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I found that florin the other day, and I know it's not the oldest thing in the world, but it was the fact that it was a florin. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's not always age what makes something a favourite. I mean, you would think, finding a 1572 hammy would be my favourite, or even finding Roman coins. They were an epic find that I found in Norfolk and they were, I think they were 345 AD or something. I mean, they're my greatest old things, but, my little things that I really treasure are Arthur crowns, to be honest. They are my favourites.
After all this time of metal detecting, personally, my favourite is still the musket ball. I still get a buzz every time, and I've got hundreds now, but I love finding musket balls. Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it, what you like? I mean, an Arthur crown from 1920, I'd be over the moon with that. Hi, Connie. I'm sorry, I'm just saying hi to people now. I think I'm on Facebook Live.
My next question is more or less answered. I was going to ask about you've had an abundance of fines, and tell us about the variety. Is there anything else of consequence you'd care to mention?
Well, from the area that I'm in up here, we really, because it was a very industrial sort of time, the most of my fines date around between 1750, and most of them are George III, as you will know. George III cartwheel pennies. I've got quite a lot of those. George III silvers. I've got loads of threepences and sixpences, a few shillings. I haven't got a George III half crown or florin. I mean, that would be epic. You'll hear me shouting if I find one of those.
I mean, you live in Rochdale, obviously up in the northwest of the UK.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to organise some events up there for the Mayor of Rochdale, and you've supported me every time. Obviously, you've come to every event, and I've seen some of the local history. There was a lad once who found a First World War medal, if you remember, at the I think it was the last one. Things like that, obviously, so close to the area and so close to British history. It's fantastic to be able to see that come out of the ground.
Yeah, I like it when it's something that's very local.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but I really enjoy finding George III stuff because I do know about the history of the area, and I know about all the wool mills and the cotton mills and everything that went on with that. I love a hammered coin, but if I found one, it's from 1106 or something, I'd have to come home and research a bit of the history around that time. Whereas I find George III's, I think. I know the other thing is as well, is that while I was off in the summer, I was doing a bit of family tree tracing, off that ancestry.com.
Yeah.
And I traced one part of my family back to the permission that I'm actually digging on now. And I even found that me great granddad of whenever he was born in one of the farms in 1701. Because I've seen it on the birth certificate. So I've looked up the farm, and the farm is still habited. So we're going to go nip up there one day and see if I can get permission there. Because you can imagine, anything I find around that farm could be related to me, even if it's a button. Yeah. Imagine how excited I'll be. I mean, that's got to be the best sort of history hunting ever, when you think it might be your ancestors' stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I remember as well, you were, I think it was one of the organised events that we did. I introduced you to the farmer, and you got permission to detect some of his land that's not been detected before. And you had a bit of an occurrence there, that you were expecting something fantastic to happen, and it all went a bit pear-shaped there, didn't it?
A lot of my life goes pear-shaped. You'll have to give me a bit more detail.
Well, you went under the motorway to the grounds of the hall.
Was it. Well, I'd looked on this. I got this permission off Dave, and it used to be, for those that live around Manchester and who know Heaton Park. Heaton Park's a very, very big park. It's got a lovely hall in it and everything. Now, before Heaton Park Hall was built, this land had the old Heaton Hall on it. So I'd found it on a map, and the farmer was telling me about it. And I thought, I've got to go and find there. So the farmer said, well, the hall's gone now because it's been built over by a road. He said, but if you cross the bridge over the motorway, the gardens are still there. Well, that was it then. I thought, right, I'm going. And I went up with Diggy, actually. And it was that overgrown. I don't think anybody had crossed this bridge in 40 years. It was that bad. But the thought of it being Heaton Hall Old Garden just kept me going. And me and Diggy managed to, it was like getting through gorse bushes and everything. Diggy was even scared at one point. I had to pick him up and carry him. And I got over there and I couldn't detect anything. The trees and the bushes was about 20 foot tall. And I had to give up. But, you know, it was a bit scary, that bridge. I don't think anyone had crossed it for 40 years, but I didn't think of sense. I just thought of the garden. That's all I could think of.
Do you still participate in many organised events, or are you solely, obviously, yourself and friends?
Well, I've been on such good land lately, and I do, you know, I do enjoy sort of the solitariness of metal detecting, I suppose, like we all do. I really enjoy, you know, sometimes just going out and just being able to just either sit on a wall for half an hour thinking about life, or, you know, just really get into detecting. If I go on group digs, I like group digs, but I can't always get in a flow, if you know what I mean, because there's a lot of people come and say hello. And I can't really just, you know, it's not quite the same. But I am planning on going on a few group digs again, because I am missing people. I've enjoyed going to Detectival and Detector World. Sort of reignited me need to go and say hello to people, because I really enjoyed it.
Right, I've just let everybody know that the word search competition for Digger Dawn is now available on the All Metal Mode Podcast UK. Now, there are 8 answers to find. And what we need you to do, so obviously we can keep an eye on it, and so everybody else can keep an eye on it, so it's seen to be done properly, is the 8 answers that you find, can you please post them on the All Metal Mode UK Spreaker chat room? That obviously, don't give them away individually, Dean. When you've got all 8 answers, please list all 8 answers together. The first person to get all 8 answers together will win. So crack on with that. And I'll get an inbox off somebody, and I'm going to inbox Dawn to give her the answer, and I'll let Dawn announce the winner of that prize. And again, thank you to Nigel at Regden's for the prize tonight. Back to the questions, Dawn. As it's Halloween last night, I also know that you have an interest, or used to have quite a large interest in the paranormal and such like. In fact, on several of your videos, we know that you've had some odd occurrences take place, one quite recently. Tell us about that.
Well, I was out metal detecting with Kev. It was a lovely day. You know, I was. It was just in a really peaceful place, and I come across this signal. And I was concentrating on this signal. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it wasn't a bird, I felt this energy and this rush up right behind me, but across on my right shoulder. I felt it come rushing at me from as though it was from a bit of a distance. And I heard this noise that would you? Well, I'll do it for you. I mean, he's going like that, rushed up at the back of me, and I turned round. I expected a wolf or something to come flying at my face. I was that scared, and there was nothing there. It absolutely frightened me to death. I turned round, and I couldn't believe it. Now, Kev weren't that far away, and he said he didn't see anything at all. But it really scared me. Not just the sound, it was the full energy that I felt come rushing at the back. And I had to move. I've not been to that bit since. It really, really scared me. And there's a few people that I've heard, and I've posted it, that have said that they've had sort of a similar panting sound. It was really eerie, really horrible. It wasn't nice at all. It was like I felt like somebody didn't want me to be there. Now, whether I was just about to dig up the gold coin, I don't know, because I didn't dig that signal. I just moved. I just left. It was horrible. Yeah. So
have you ever had any more weird occurrences while you've been out and about?
Not really. I mean, sometimes I can go in a field and I really don't like it. And I get there and I can't detect. I don't feel happy. And I have to leave. In certain areas. But I've always been a bit like that. I've been a bit psychic all my life. And I pick up things. I do pick up energy feelings. So, but yeah, mostly it's just usually I'll go somewhere and I like it and I feel hooked and I want to stay there. But occasionally I will go somewhere that I just have to leave. I can't detect. I don't like it.
And have you ever actually dug something on instinct in that sense that you feel good, you feel bad? Has there ever been an occasion where you've actually dug something because it felt like a good signal in that way?
I tend to. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I gravitate towards certain areas. I mean, this ring that I dug up. I don't know if you know. Some people, the rings are funny things. I've always thought. I thought, if you've got a ring that's got bad energy with it, that's been picked up bad energy off somebody, and you wear it, I don't think it can do you. It can do you a bit of harm, I think. But this ring here that I've got, I just love it. I feel like I love it all the time, like it was meant for me. So, I don't know. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the answer then. So, I don't know. I do feel like I get guided places sometimes, but I'm not always. I'm not always thinking about that. It's just occasionally that happens.
Mm. Well, let's go back to the chat room. Has anybody else got any questions for Dawn, or if he's listening, has Mike got anything he wants to throw in? Mike's not listening.
Mike's changing diapers.
Anyway, I've got a few things, obviously, archaeology and metal detecting magazine related, just to throw in the mix. We have received this past week a Nocta Amphibio. Yeah, that's right, a Nocta Amphibio. This is going to be tested by Kev Marchese, who's actually in the group tonight from Monday. So there'll be pictures, videos, and written reviews, etc., going on. The Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine website, which automatically produces the information on the Facebook and Twitter accounts. Also, I need to apologise as well to Scotty B. Scotty B won the Macro Cruiser a few weeks ago, and because of everything that's been going on in real life, I've not been able to get that out to him, but I promised that I will have it out to him this coming Saturday anyway. Now, let me just have a look if we had any questions in.
Well, I'll just answer Scotty B here, because he's asked me what my dream find is.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask what Scotty B said, so...
Yeah, right. Well, I've got a few. They change me things. At the minute, Bronze Age axe head is very high on my list.
That's up on mine too.
So I would love a Bronze Age axe head. I'd also love a George III half crown. Obviously, a gold noble of any sort, but I'm sure we all think that. Or a little stater. That'd be fantastic as well. There's loads of things that just occur. I saw something. I've never seen anybody find one, but I saw on, I think it was Antiques Roadshow or something like that it was a little tiny silver finger purse. It was Victorian, and it was tiny. It had all engraving on it, and it was a finger purse that you just put coins in. Now, I thought, I'm sure somebody would have lost one of those. I'd love to find one of them. I've never seen anybody find one, but that's what I would like to find.
Peter Ells asked, what's your next target for YouTube? And when will we see your 10-foot face high up on a poster at Detector World instead of Aquachigger?
Oh, well, that picture of Aquachigger, he's such a nice guy, him. He really is genuinely nice guy. And in that picture, he looks a bit sinister a little bit sometimes, if I don't know if you saw it. My next target's for YouTube. Well, YouTube, I put my videos out on a Tuesday, and it goes along. I am looking now forward to hitting 10,000 subs. That was something that I couldn't have ever even dreamed of. And if subs are picking up quite quickly at the minute, and 10,000 subs, that's my next target. If it does get to 10,000 subs, I might ask around and see if anybody will donate a detector or something for me to give away as a celebration. That's only just in my head at the minute, but I'd like to do that at 10,000 subs.
So obviously, if any listeners tonight aren't subscribed to Dawn's YouTube channel...
Yeah, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. You never know, you might even join my videos, if you know what I'm saying.
And again, give us a quick shout out to what the name of that page is.
It's Digger Dawn Metal Detecting on YouTube.
And your Facebook group?
And my Facebook group is Digger Dawn metal detecting group. Keep it nice and easy. And also, I've got an Instagram account, so I am getting quite with it. And that's Digger Dawn at Instagram as well. So it's quite easy. Just put Digger Dawn in, and I usually appear somewhere.
Marvellous. We still haven't had any luck with these word search yet. We had two people give away 2 answers, but we haven't got the all 8 yet.
It must be a difficult
I think
one.
Luke made it all wrong, all too hard.
Tony Gregory's just asked what my funniest detecting moment is. And he's answered his own question, though. I mean, when I did a charity, because I support a lot of things with autism. I work with kids with autism. My own son's got autism, and it's a big thing in my life that I support autistic things. So I did a mud face plant for charity, and it's only a little video. And people said they'd donate money if I stuck my face in some mud. So I found the worst mud you could ever find, and I stuck my face in it, and I just laughed for about 10 minutes. So that's my funniest moment. I watched it today. I was showing my boss at work because she wanted to see it. And, it's just so funny that. And I raised about £700 on that, actually. I was really pleased, for the Autistic Society.
Sorry, Dawn, I'm just pointing people to the word search.
Oh, sorry.
We have had some people answer, but as yet we haven't got the 8 that we're looking for.
Well, that's, I'm a teacher. You may not know that, but I am actually a teacher, and I do start my lessons off sometimes with a word search. My students would have smashed that. They're very fast at word searches, honestly.
Do you know the answers to this?
No, I've not even seen it yet. I'm scared of touching anything in case it breaks.
Well, it's a nice word search anyway. It's all white and it's all nice. It says Digger Dawn at the top, and then there's lots of letters, and we're just waiting for people to find all 8.
I might save it tomorrow, give it my students tomorrow morning, and see how long it takes them to do it.
It's a good idea, actually. I'll give a little bit of a clue out to people.
No, give them clues. Let them work it out.
I'm going to leave them a clue because it can be quite difficult.
Oh, Graham Stokes is going for it. Here, go on, Graham.
What's he said?
Well,
out of it. No. The words are all connected to Digger Dawn and metal detecting in the UK. So think along them terms. It's not all about Digger Dawn. Some of them are less related to Digger Dawn, even though she probably is connected to them. And no, there aren't any abbreviations. Good game, this, isn't it?
It is. Good game, good game. Who used to do that? Was that Bruce Forsyth?
It certainly was. So again, thank you to Nigel at Regden's for the prize tonight. That looks like it isn't getting won. One, two,
just
three.
while I can remember, while people are thinking, I want to say a big shout out to Flugel Frank. When I was in Holland, he's got they've got a Garrett group there, which is the Holland and Belgium metal detecting Garrett users group. Great bunch of guys. They have their own stall and everything. They do a lot for Garrett stuff in Europe. And they gave me a little pack of little gifts, little things in there. And I've wore their cap. And since I've wore their cap, I found I find silvers all the time, but I put his cap on. He said, wear that, it'll be lucky. And I put it on, and then I found them 3 silvers, which I don't know if you've seen. That this week's episode is epic one. If you're ever going to watch one of me things, you want to watch this one that's just out now. And I found them. So thanks, Flugel Frank, for your cap. It's a really nice one as well. It's got Team Garrett on it, and it's a really comfy shape. So, yeah, I'll be wearing that for a little bit when it's not too cold. But I think the furry hat's out now. It's come out of hibernation.
I remember you lost that for a period as well, didn't you?
What, furry hat?
Yeah, went on excursion for a while, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a new one, actually. Nobody's noticed. You weren't supposed to say that, Dave.
Why didn't you just say, yeah, Dave, it's the original?
The original furry hat's done one. And I've actually got a new one now. That's the new one. You see, they wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't have said now. Now they're going to be looking.
No, it's you who said, not me. Anyway, no one's listening because they're all concentrating on a word search.
Yeah.
And what's the best find that you've actually been privy to when you've been on a site?
Right. Well, I was with the Yorkshire Searchers group and Andy Cav. I don't know if he's on here, but there's a bloke called Andy Cav, what people might know. And I was metal detecting along, and it started raining. Now, we usually will stay out in the rain, you know me, I'm in all sorts of states. But this particular day, I thought, should I go to the end of there? I thought, no, I'll go and sit in the car and have a brew and just wait till the rain stops. Blow me, he just walks about 10 steps in front of me, finds a gold coin. So it was a gold George III as well.
Marvellous.
It was a beautiful coin. And I thought, yeah, I can't believe that I've just done that. I've just, if I'd have carried on and just got a bit wet, I'd have got that. I've seen some nice staters. I've seen some lovely Bronze Age axe heads. I've seen some really beautiful. Oh, I'll tell you one thing I've seen that's really nice. Stephen Worthington, really nice guy. He's a whiz with his deus. He found this ring. It was on the front of Searcher magazine, and it was gold. And it was, at one point, they thought it might have been Edward II's, but it didn't turn out to be. And it weighed 30 grams of gold. And he brought it out to show it me, and I put it in my hand. It was like holding a brick. I've never felt anything that heavy in my life. And It was beautiful. It had, the middle of it spun, so that you could do a stamp.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. That's got to be one of the nicest things I've ever seen. I've seen some lovely stuff what people have dug up. I love looking at what they find. That's one good thing about group digs, is that even if you found nothing, you can take a bit of joy at holding or looking at other people's history, what they found.
Mm. What's the oldest thing you've been privy to?
Well, Bronze Age axe heads, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few. And, the thing with Bronze Age axe heads with some of them is they come out and they're still sharp. How can something be that old and still sharp? They made them proper in them days. They did, them Bronze Age people.
Yeah. I remember when we were at the first rally that I organised, and Steve Aslett was digging around the second field over the bridge, and he come out with, not much was coming out.
Yeah,
we had the Remigrate, we had that fantastic Bronze Age axe head.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then, by Jove, the next one we done at the Bosley charity event for when a lot of people died at the wood factory in Bosley, we had another one pop up.
Yeah, and you need to have another dig, Dave, so I can have another chance at finding one then.
With your lucky hat on.
With my lucky hat on. Yeah.
So what's next for you, Dawn, in the metal detecting hobby itself?
I don't know, really, to be honest with you. I'm just going to carry on doing what I look at it. I don't really plan on doing anything. I just go and do my own thing and then just share it with people. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking to think, I want to do this or I want to do that. I just enjoy sharing with people and looking what people have found and just sharing the joy and the love.
And is any locations other than obviously the ones that? Oh, I think we might have a winner there. Let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, only 6. Who's that one there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's only got 5.
What about Charmaine?
We're getting close. Charmaine. Where's Charmaine? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2. Hold on. Get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Yeah, that's not right. No, still not right. Still none there.
Yeah, Tony Gregory, I am sniffling a bit. For some unknown reason, he had an allergy attack this morning. So, don't know why. I wasn't metal detecting and I wasn't in any wind. So
Disc and toy aren't in the answers, people. Disc and a toy, not in the answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, Norris Pup. Graham Stoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7.
Oh, Graham, go on. He's come out of the pub early, Graham Stokes, to do this. So he'll be trying really hard now.
Right, I found the one he hasn't got.
I'll be right, Tony, after sleep.
We're getting there. Andrew Jones. 1, 2, 3. No.
Oh, Andrew Jones always does. He knows his history, don't you, Andrew?
I want to know why Luke has put so many other real words in it.
Well, he's asked to make it hard. There's no point making it too easy, is there?
Fair dues. No, sorry, Ben. Sorry, John. Still not there. Still not 100%. So, anything else you want to talk about, Dawn?
I'm just getting cramp in my toe, Dave, like you.
That's a weekly thing. You come on All Metal Mode podcast and you get cramp, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. What about Graham? Has he got it there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How have you got 6 now? You had 7 a minute ago.
Oh.
Where's Andy? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 are wrong, Andy, that you put on. God, it's like being at school. I feel like a bloody teacher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 wrong, Graham. 1, 2. Look, everyone's copying him now. No, sorry, Aaron, not you.
It's a great little competition, this.
Keep us going all we are for ages. No, sorry. Is it Kerriad? Answer me, Kerriad. Is that the right pronunciation?
Anyway, I was saying it's not metal related, but I've become a bit of a vegetarian lately.
I thought you were vegetarian for a while now.
No, I'm not really like a proper one. I mean, I wouldn't feel, I wouldn't be averse to eating a packet of beef crisps, like a proper vegetarian.
Yeah.
But I've just stopped eating a lot of rubbish lately, and I've been making my own healthy food. And like I say, I've lost 40 pounds.
Good Lord.
So,
wish I could.
Yeah, lost 40 pounds. So I was thinking I might do a little bit of a not a metal detector, a bit of a healthy cooking channel.
Why
Put
not?
some of my favourite dishes on that I've made. If I get time.
Not none of the drunken dishes though.
No, no, because I haven't drunk since last December either.
And you're the person who always won all the bottles of alcohol at the events.
Yep. So I might do if I get time, but because I've really started enjoying cooking. That never used to happen. I think it's because I've got a new cooker.
Let's have another look round through here then. So, no.
Anyway, so...
No. And no. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a winner.
Who's it, John Webb?
Yay!
John Webb, we've got a winner.
Yay, John Webb.
Digger Dawn, Spade, Garrett.
On YouTube.
Digger Dawn, Regton, Kevin Marchese jumped in. Digger Dawn, Spade, Garrett, Diggy, Regton, Predecimal, NCMD, and PAS. I'll give you that, John. It is actually Diggy the dog you're looking for, but because this is going on like forever, you're a winner.
Hey, go on. That's John365 metal detecting on YouTube.
316, not 365.
Oh, sorry, John. I have 316, not 365. Oh, well done, John.
So save me actually sending you this by post, John. I know that you pass through Congleton quite regularly through work, so you can come and pick it up.
How do you type? It is a bit tight. Oh. Andrew said he answered first, but...
I'm just checking there. If I know, Andy, you didn't have PAS in it.
I didn't see Andy's come up, to be honest with you.
You had PUP, not PAS. close but no cigar, I'm afraid. If somebody else would like to check through that, I will.
See. I mean, they might come up in different orders. I don't know, but I did see John's first.
So let me just put that on. There are your answers. And as far as I can see, most people actually put pup and not pass, which for those in the US that don't know what pass is, that's the Portable Antiquities Scheme, which basically we have fines liaison officers in the UK who all fines of consequence over a certain age or classed in the Treasure Act go via the fines liaison officers to get checked, to get looked at, to get cleaned, etc., and put into the Portable Antiquities Scheme, which is there for everybody to see on the internet. I'm hoping that one of my colleagues, either Mike or Luke, or Laura, are actually looking forward to make sure that we have got the correct winner. So just hold on, John. So as far as I can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As far as I can see, and I'm not doing very well at this, obviously, John is the winner. I think.
I believe Laura was going to look through it. I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up. I've been in here, but I didn't know what the originals were supposed to be. How did you get those?
Luke inboxed them to me and you both.
Oh, did he?
On a joint chat on Facebook.
I'm looking. I don't see. I see our group chat. Oh, it's in the picture.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I didn't see it in the picture. Okay. Yeah, hopefully I know Luke was in the All Metal Mode podcast group giving hints, giving clues. So I'm sure he's available and watching. So hopefully we'll hear from him or Laura. Because at some point he said Laura would, or Laura, am I saying that wrong?
Laura's right. Laura.
Okay, so I somewhere I seen where he said she would announce it. Hopefully you got it right. Hopefully,
yeah.
Dave.
Luke's come on, and Luke said, yeah. Do apologise for that, Andy, about the abbreviations. I obviously didn't think of that, so I will. I set my apologies for that. Anyway, I forgot PAS is and NCMD is as well, really, isn't it? So that's my fault. Hands up. Look, we all make mistakes, and it is live radio, unless you're listening to a repeat.
You're fired.
Tomorrow in my group, Digger Door Metal Detecting group, I'm going to give away a Garrett's Edge Digger. So a swordy spade to you and me. So if you want to come in my group tomorrow night, I'm going to put up a competition to win me Garrett Edge Digger.
There you go.
So if you didn't win tonight and you're disappointed, have another go. I mean, I will do mine like I usually do, pick a number between 1 and whatever, and then I'll do a live draw on it. So don't be disappointed if you didn't win. Well done to John 316 on getting that, and hopefully you can find an edge digger. I haven't got a pinpointer to give away, Andrew. But an edge digger's good.
Well, Andy, we will have a competition running on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine in the next few weeks. That'll be on there itself, and we do have, let me just check what one it is. Again, via Rectons, we have an XP pinpointer, the MI4 or M14 to give away. So that'll be another competition run by ourselves at the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine on our page, and it's sponsored again by Rectons. So keep your eye out for that. We're hopefully going to make it within the next couple of weeks so that the competition will be running in time for Christmas.
Andrew Jones has just said that I used to always look. You know what? It's true. Everybody thinks he used to lose me edge digger, and I did used to lose it every week, but I always used to find it again. I remember Andrew Jones and Jackie Smith once. They went, oh, I lost it, and they went looking for it. We found it again, but I've only ever lost one in 4 years. But because it was like a boomerang, it always used to come back. But yeah. It was funny that. Thanks, Andrew Jones, for that day when you helped me find it.
And for those of you interested, some of the people who are in the chat tonight will actually be guests in the coming weeks or the coming months. I've asked about John Webb, who hopefully will be coming on. In fact, John Webb and myself have been discussing a potential event that John's going to be running in the coming months. It'll be limited spaces available, and it's something, as I say, that John's asked me to assist with, and we've come up with a location, and hopefully there's somebody else who's in the room tonight who may be able to assist us, but all will be revealed in the future. As well as that, Andy Jones, we've asked Andy to come on and have a chat about what he does. Andy is the owner of the Facebook group Metal Detecting Britain and Beyond, another great group for people who are interested in that. Oh, and obviously John's is Coins, Relics and the Fun on Facebook, and obviously you can find him at John316 at YouTube. Pete Terrell as well. Pete Terrell's hopefully coming on. He's the owner of Leisure Promotions, again, who's helped us a lot at Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. And we do have a number of other names who we've got written down at the moment, and we've got to pencil them in. But just to give everybody another heads up, next week, Mike's actually on his vacation, holidays to me and you in the UK. So there won't be a show next week, a live show next week. Hopefully, we're either going to replay one of the older shows, or he's going to put a compilation together of the best bits from all the UK broadcasts that have been made up to now. So that's where we are with that.
I am sorry, folks, but yeah, I will be out next week, and but we'll probably have come to chat, and I'll probably be in chat, and if there's with any luck. Although if I'm not in chat, I'm out metal detecting. I got a good spot lined up, so. I'm going back to see family and metal detecting. That's all I have on my agenda.
One other thing to give mention to, we've got a guest coming on in a few weeks' time. I don't know. I've not met him personally. The chap's name's Richard Lincoln. And we're going to be talking that night about the Rutus Alta 71, amongst other things, and obviously his interest in the hobby, etc. But one of the things that we will have, the show will that night be more or less sponsored by, not sponsored, let's call it loosely sponsored, by Rutus, and we will have a machine to give away live on that show. It's not going to be a word search where it all gets a bit peculiar like tonight. We will be going to the random name generator as we did with the Macro Cruiser. So again, before Christmas, we're going to have that show coming up for those who are interested.
And I'll tell you guys, that Rutus 71 is one of my all-time favorite detectors. That thing is lightning fast, deep, very customizable. I'm really surprised at the price that thing comes in at. And if you're in the market for a new detector, I think it's at least has to be on your list to check out, without a doubt. It is a hot detector.
So that's all our questions I've got for the night. Is there anything that you'd like to ask Mike while you're with us?
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. Being that it's just one day after Halloween, but we're still in the. You didn't ask about if she's ever had any.
Mike, have you not been listening? Have you not been listening?
Well, to most of it, did I miss? Did you ask that a lot earlier?
We've spoke all about the peculiarities that Dawn's.
I'll have to go back and guys. I apologize. I've been dealing with this kid in between.
I even did sound effects.
She did.
Oh
Sound effects.
man,
Scared the living daylights out of me.
That must have been when I was chasing Randy across the floor with something in his mouth. I apologize. I will go back and listen because this boy's been wild. I've been in and out. So
Diggy's been here asleep because he goes to doggy school on a Tuesday and Thursday. Plays with dogs all day.
nice.
And then he comes up and he's so tired he can barely eat. So he's just asleep now.
I need to send Randy off a few days a week to maybe the dog. Yeah, that'd probably wear him out good.
Mike, we've obviously spoke on which you've missed the conversation about her potential paranormal experience. Now we've actually got your paranormal experience listed on our the Archaeology Metal Detecting Magazine website. Briefly tell us about your experience.
Oh, well, let me tell you this. I would love to share that. Hopefully Randy will let me get through it. I was metal detecting. I found a place, an old foundation in the woods at a park, but it's a country park. And I went back there, and the very first time I was alone, it made me uneasy, and I wouldn't go back there without anybody else. I believe the next time I went and I was with a friend, I got a signal. I dug it. The second it was in my hand, it felt like I was shocked. And in a split second, there was a kid running after his dad up a hill that was going off to war with a handful of other guys. And they weren't wearing uniforms, but I knew they were going off to war. Now, keep in mind, I've dug thousands of relics. And what it was a button in the shape of a cannon wheel and then a little cannon protruding out from it. And mid to late 1700s is what a couple button experts told me, and it was homemade. Well, there's more to that story. First off, sharing that experience with some people, I've heard some other really great experiences, and we'll share that another time, Randy's. But let me tell you about one real quick that's really interesting. A good friend of mine, my co-host on Tuesday night, Matt Hoffman, he was going to be in that area, and I told him about that park. Well, I had also told him my story, but I did not tell him that was the park. Not for any reason other than I just didn't think about it. So this was just recently, a few months ago. Now, my button experience was years ago, and I've got a cranky little guy. He can't get to a book, so he's losing his mind. But real quick, he went out there, and he's walking. Nobody's out there. He's the only person out there. And a balloon. He turns around, and a balloon is following him around. Then it stops, and it just took off straight up in the air and disappeared. And I'm telling you,
a single red balloon, was it?
I don't remember, but boy, wouldn't that be extra scary? But yeah, and then also he videoed it. He had two different cameras because he was digging. The one on the tripod, that one had nothing. The other one just had black, no audio, nothing.
Well, I think there's one last question I'm going to answer, which was from, again, apologies for my pronunciation, Kaylin Weber. Would you recommend joining a club for novice detectors? Personally, yes, I would. It's good for group digs, people to teach you things. Obviously, it is quite difficult to get in some groups. Some groups can be a little bit... they've been friends for a long time, and it's difficult to allow other people's in. But if you can send us an inbox message, one of us, myself or Dawn in the UK, we can advise you potentially of someone in your area to give a shout to. So I think that's pretty much all from myself tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry, guys, I wasn't more active. I'm sorry I didn't listen to the complete show, but like I said, I'm chasing Randy around. This won't happen often. Steph is usually off on Thursdays, and that's why we do it Thursdays, but thank you for bearing with us.
No problem. And thank you very much to Dawn for coming on tonight. And are you there, Dawn, still?
Yeah, I would
She's
just
still
like to thanks for everybody that's joined us, and it's been nice to chat to you, Dave, and nice to meet you, Mike, for the first time.
And I was telling people in chat, we will have you on the podcast we do in the United States as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, and I think we'll do it Monday nights. I do a show Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, United States, with Gypsy Jules, and I think you and her would get along great. If I know we have some people here in the United States listening in, I also do a live show Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. And that one is with Matt Hoffman, my good friend Matt Hoffman.
Yeah, because I'm friends with Gypsy on Facebook, and she's just become part of the Garrett team as well, hasn't she? Which is really pleased for her for that. But yeah, I'd like that to have a chat with Gypsy. She's a lovely lady.
She is. Somebody actually, I'll tell you why we were doing this tonight. Somebody sent me a message. A picture. It's a picture of you with this person, and then they said, "Digger Dawn is such a genuine good person," and that's the same as Gypsy. She is just such a genuine good person. I think you two would just have we'd have a great show.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking to her. I found a lot of people that are very genuine, though. I have found a lot of people that are genuine. There's a lot of people out there that are not, but yeah.
Here's Randy. Get Randy on. What does Randy think about the show?
What do you think of the show, Randy? He's just being a wild man.
Very good.
Yeah, he's being a wild man. I apologize to all of our listeners. Just a situation, and we didn't want to cancel Digger Dawn, and I knew Dave had it under control, but I know you all have heard Randy some tonight, and I apologize for that.
So that about wraps it up then, folks. So again, thank you very much to Dawn for tonight. Thank you to Regdens for donating the Garrett pinpointer. Thank you for Luke to coming up with the word search, and Laura to keep an eye on Luke. and obviously thanks to Mike for doing everything that he does with both the All Metal Mode UK and the All Metal Mode proper.
Thank you all for... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's all right, I'm just giggling in the background talking to myself. Go on.
I was just going to say thank you all for tuning in. I enjoyed listening to what I could. What I missed, I will go back and listen to. I didn't realize I missed so much of the show.
Well, yeah, listen for the sound effects. You'll like those.
No, I'm sure I will. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. And thank you for a great show. And we will have you on again.
Okay, anytime.
All right, thank you.
Take care, Dawn.
All right, bye.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mike. Good night, everyone.